Welcome to VAExpert.guru. My name is Chris Stewart and I am a VA home loan specialist. I think one of the biggest mysteries of the VA home loan program is the VA funding fee. And I think this is because determining the VA funding fee can be complicated. And the fee also varies depending on a number of factors, and some veterans are even exempt from the funding fee. The first thing you need to know is that typically all government insured or government backed loans have what's called an upfront funding fee. FHA, USDA, and even VA have this upfront funding fee. However, the VA home loan is the only program that will actually waive the funding fee if the veteran is at least 10% service-connected disabled. So if you're currently receiving VA service-connected disability, most likely you will not have a VA funding fee on your next VA home loan. And also, surviving spouses of a veteran who is killed in the line of duty will not have to pay for the funding fee, or a surviving spouse of a veteran who died to a service-connected disability may not have a VA funding fee. So what is the VA funding fee? Why do veterans have to pay it? And how is this fee calculated? The VA funding fee is a fee typically added to the loan amount of your VA loan. However, the funding fee can be paid at closing, and it can be paid by the veteran, or the seller, if they are contributing towards closing costs, can pay the fee as well. They can pay part of the fee, they can pay all the fee. They could split the fee with the veteran. It's really up to how the deal is negotiated when buying a home. This fee goes directly to the Department of Veteran Affairs and is not pocketed by the lender. The fee is not a lender fee. It is a fee administered by our federal government and the Department of Veteran Affairs. The reason there is a VA funding fee is that it is designed to help offset some of the administrative costs of the VA home loan program. And keep in mind, veterans receive 100% financing with no down payment, and there is no PMI or mortgage insurance on a VA home loan. So a one-time fee is a small price to pay for such a great loan program. And finally, understand that the funding fee is calculated based on a percentage of the loan amount. Now, the percentage of the VA funding fee varies depending on the type of military service, and it also varies on whether the veteran is using his or her benefit for the first time, or is this subsequent use of the benefit to finance a home. The fee is higher on subsequent use of the VA home loan program. The fee can be lowered, however, on a purchase, and by making a down payment of 5%, and can be further lowered by making a down payment of 10% or more. However, there is no reduction of the fee if the veteran is refinancing a home with the VA home loan program. That being said, the funding fee is reduced on a VA interest rate reduction loan, or what we call in the mortgage industry, we call it a IRRL. All right, so here is the table provided by the VA that breaks down the funding fee on a home purchase for each category. Basically, there are two types of veterans. There are regular military veterans such as Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines, or there are reservists and National Guard members. From there, the funding fee is broken down from first-time use or subsequent use of the VA home loan program for each category of veteran. Now, this table is available at vaexpert.guru. If you want to drill into this table and spend a little bit more time with it, you can go to vaexpert.guru, and it's right there for your use. I think it would be helpful to run through an example on how to calculate the VA funding fee on a home purchase. So for this example, let's assume that the veteran served in regular military. And this means the veteran is Army, Navy, Air Force, or the veteran was a Marine. And let's also assume that the veteran is using their benefit for the first time. So first time use is 2.15%. Now let's also assume, to keep the math easy, that the veteran is buying a home for $100,000. And the funding fee then is calculated at 2.15% times $100,000, or $2,150. And typically this $2,150 is added to the loan amount, or it could be paid at closing. But if it were added to the loan amount, the total loan amount is now $102,150. So now let's take a look at the funding fee on refinance. So here is the funding fee table for a VA refinance loan. And right off the bat, we see that the funding fee cannot be reduced because typically you don't put money down on a refinance. And we've got our types of veterans here: regular military, reservists, and National Guard, first time use column, subsequent use column. And it's pretty straightforward. Regular military, first time use, the funding fee is 2.15%. On subsequent use, the funding fee is 3.3%. On reservists and National Guard members, the funding fee for first time use is 2.4%. or it's actually the same as regular military on subsequent use at 3.3%. So for our refinance example, let's assume that our veteran was a reservist or was in the National Guard. And let's also assume that the veteran is using their benefit for a subsequent use. Either they've used it once, or maybe this is the second or third time they use it. It doesn't matter, the fee is the same. So in our example, the funding fee will be 3.3%. And let's use the same $100,000 example that we're refinancing $100,000. So the funding fee would be $3,300, just keeping the math easy. And our total loan amount, if we're adding that to the loan amount, would be $103,300. So it's pretty straightforward. I mentioned earlier that the funding fee is reduced on a VA interest rate reduction refinance loan, or what we call in the mortgage industry an IRRRL. And an IRRRL is a streamlined refinance option available to veterans that allows the veteran to refinance a VA loan that he or she already has into a lower interest rate. And it is called a streamline because an appraisal may not be needed, and typically the documentation needed on a IRRRL is quite a bit less than is needed on a normal VA loan. And the VA funding fee on a IRRRL is simply 0.5% or 0.5 of the loan amount, regardless of the veteran and regardless of subsequent use. So that covers the VA funding fee, and I hope this helps you better understand how the funding fee is calculated based on different scenarios. And if you're ready to get started on your VA home loan, visit vaexpert.guru and click on the Apply Now button. Or if you have questions, send me an email at chris@vaexpert.guru. And also, if you found this information on this video helpful, please share this information with other veterans. Tell them about vaexpert.guru. Get them to go to the website and learn more about the benefit that they have earned. And I appreciate your time.